Well, welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead, y'all. What are we in? A tropical depression or?
Supposedly just normal weather, but this is like tropical rainforest type.
This is like, honest to goodness, late summer.
Yeah.
Late summer, fall, tropical weather for North Carolina. It is not really springtime weather at the moment. We're in a pattern of storms.
Yeah, and the temperature is only, I think, 73 maybe right now.
But it feels like it's 100.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, we appreciate you stopping at the Piney Woods, and I'll take you down here and show you what Lisa and I have gotten accomplished on that down tree. We are grateful that we haven't had tornadoes like people in parts of the country. Major tornadoes.
Yeah.
Modified tornadoes. Truth is what it is.
Yep.
We'll go down here and show you this. Take a look at a few other things. Guys, we appreciate you stopping in. Hit that like and subscribe if you hadn't. And before I even get into it, thank you for all the kind responses in the last video on that tree going down, because that's, for us, y'all, that's a major deal. A lot of major cleanup, some loss. A lot of those tomatoes have come back. And maybe, just maybe, some of those stems in the ground will actually come back and bear better than they may have to start with.
I'm going to leave them just to see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to leave them.
So, yeah.
Let's get down here, y'all, and we'll try to make it all the way down here on foot. I ain't taking the gator. It's muddy, 4 inches of rain.
And more yesterday, more today, more tomorrow.
Yeah, I've been out here weed eating and stuff like that today. The humidity kills me. It didn't used to, but if you guys have watched for any amount of time, you know that after a near-death experience and lungs being shot, I'm just thankful to be out here breathing. Let's get down here and check this tree out. Y'all, as I'm walking down here, I really just want to give a quick thank you to a person that gave us a, what do you call it? A super thanks? A super chat? It's a super of some kind. It's not something that we get often, and on the last video where I showed the tree down, somebody gave us a gift. And y'all, that's a real blessing. We were not expecting anything like that. We don't ask for anything like that, but we know where it comes from. It comes from the Lord through the hands of people that love Him and love us. So we are very grateful for that blessing. All right, check it out. We came down here yesterday morning, which today is Tuesday, so it was Monday morning. You'll see this on Thursday. That's kind of how it rolls around here, y'all. We film stuff, takes me a little bit to edit and get it up. Takes forever to get it up onto YouTube. But this maple, chalk maple, was every bit of 75, 80 feet tall. Mature tree. And it had some dead in it, but the tree is healthy. It's extremely healthy. So we're going to go back around here in a minute if I can get through all the blackberries and see where this thing uprooted. Maples are, or at least chalk maples, silver maples I believe, and I don't know about sugars. They are shallow rooted. And so when you get a deluge of rain, that is a slow soaking rain, which is what we have mostly had here. 4 inches, y'all, probably over that now, of slow soaking rain. And that tree is on a hillside, on a grade, with all the leaf canopy that is fully out now. The weight, there is no telling how much weight in water was on these leaves, and it just pulled the tree right over and dropped it. But fortunately, the spaghetti squash, it looks like at least 3 of them have survived. The beans that I planted are coming up. We'll see a few of those here in a second. But Lisa and I came down here yesterday morning. I brought my old steel Farm Boss. I love that saw, y'all. And I think it's because I have had it since I was, oh my, probably 20, 21 years old. Maybe earlier than that. And I just love that saw, and that thing is running great now. And those Talon chains, I believe it's Talon. I did a review on them a long while back, not sponsored. Y'all, I am still on the same chain I started with on that thing. I have sharpened it. I hit nails. Chewed that thing up, thought it would be toast. I sharpened that thing aggressively. And now I just keep it sharpened about every, if I don't hit anything dirty or metal, I probably do not touch it up, but every other fuel chain, every other tank of fuel. It has done every bit of this. It has done more than some of my high dollar chains. And people will say, don't buy those cheap chains. Man, I have gotten more production out of that one chain than I have out of some high dollar chains. So, at least with the talent anyways. So I'll keep on buying those things because honest to goodness, thousands of dollars of firewood has been bucked with it. This right here will be firewood because it's good wood, y'all. There's one little piece of dead I have cut so far. It's all a live tree. This is going to be excellent firewood, especially for somebody that wants to barbecue a pig with that maple. So because it's so muddy, I opted not to bring the excavator down. It would handle it. It would come down in here, but I'd have so much red mud packed in my tracks that it would be a nightmare to clean it out. Plus, I'd just be making a mess of the garden, y'all, and too much work has gone into preparing the soil down here for planting and working the ground with the wheel hoe that I just didn't want to make a big mess. And the trees made enough of a mess, but low impact. That's what we're looking for. So we came down here in the rain yesterday, y'all. Die hard dedicated to get this thing done. And I ran one tank of fuel through the steel, Farm Boss, and got all of the top bucked up, cleaned up. Lisa drug it all, threw it over the fence, the electric fence, bucked up some in firewood links, and I've got to get back down here with that steel. Not today because I've been running a weed eater for about 2 hours and my lung capacity is about reached its max for the day. I know from experience now that if I overdo it, I'm down for 3 or 4 days, and I'm not willing to be down for 3 or 4 days. Gotta pay bills. So we've been bucking it. I'll continue to buck. I was gonna bring the excavator down, grab hold of these logs here, the actual base of the tree, which goes on back into the woods, hold it and cut, lift them out, but I just don't want to make a mess of the excavator and a mess of the garden. So I'll buck it in firewood lengths, let it drop 16 inches, and we'll manually take it out by hand, sit it out here in the alleyway, and I can bring the excavator down and pick those bucked up logs, put them in a trailer on the back of the gator, haul them up to the firewood yard and get them split. So it's not that big of a deal. We lost a lot of plants, and some of them may come back. They've been pruned as far as you could prune them. And sometimes the Lord will do that with you. He will prune you as far as He feels like is necessary so that you can grow back stronger in Him. And the same way with these tomatoes. They may surprise us. They may come back better than what they would have been. All right, let's see if we can get through the blackberries and see if this tree did uproot. I believe it uprooted, or if it snapped. And I'm hoping that there are no rattlesnakes or no copperheads. I've already seen a beautiful, beautiful king snake, eastern king snake this morning when I was coming to feed the pigs. Probably 3+ feet long. Just beautiful. Got those white bands around them, and we have a lot of those and a lot of frogs. And whenever you see a lot of king snakes and a lot of frogs, normally you don't have too many venomous snakes around because the king snakes eat them. And in the, let's see, we've been out here since 2015. We have never seen a venomous snake on this property. Knock on some wood, got plenty down here. Never seen a venomous snake. Y'all, I am praising God right now. Not that I don't do that all the time, but this tree snapped right at the base of the trunk. It's rotten down in there. And I don't know how well you can see it. I'll try to get on the other side to give you a better look, but there's a lot of rotten wood at the base. Even though the tree was alive and for the most part healthy. These maples will really surprise you. And when I was down here doing tree work prior to getting the garden ready, I took out a leaning maple and a leaning red oak that was over the garden. And this one is huge around the base, y'all. My 24-inch bar wouldn't have even done it. I'd have had to have made several cuts to get this tree down, and I can tell you looking at it right now that if I had messed with that thing, as tired as I was, fatigued, there was a potential for disaster. This thing could have barber chaired, it could have split, kicked back, hit me. So I'm glad that the Lord took it down the way He did, even though some stuff got damaged out here in the garden. There's a lot of firewood now here that we can sell. There was no danger to me trying to do it out here, even though I'm a professional and I know what I'm doing. Accidents can still happen. This angle gives you a little bit better view. The root ball is not pushed over. This stump had enough rot in it that it snapped below the surface. Part of the root ball is up, but not all of it. A dangerous tree, y'all. I see so much mold and fungus growing in this tree, and it was in 2 or 3 main trunks. That's chalk maple for you. Old chalk maple. It's every bit of 80 years old. Y'all, I am so grateful to see so many of her tomatoes still standing and still looking good. And those stems, and there's a lot of them, and a lot that were just destroyed up here, they may come back. And if they don't, that's just part of the plan. I've been telling Lisa this year, we've both been struggling, honestly, quite a bit with the physical labor this year, and I expanded the garden last year mainly to get more light into it, because we do live in the woods, and people have commented over the years, you've got a lot of trees. Yeah, we live in the woods. But the way this garden is opened, the sun comes up in the east back here, traverses across the sky, and this garden now, with so many trees out of it, it gets full sun from basically 10:30 in the morning to right now, the time of the year, about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That is not bad. People think you got to have 12 hours of daylight on your plants. Y'all, we have put up so much food, even before the expansion to even let more light in here. We have produced so much food. The Lord has blessed us with it, even with not having but really 4 or 5 hours of good daylight in here over the years, that people are surprised. But I'm just here to tell you, if you will cover crop, if you will build your soil, if you will limit your synthetic fertilizers, we're using organic pesticide control. For the most part, we do use a thing called Bug Buster, which is a synthetic, but it's nearly is the same thing as pyrethrin. It's just a pyrethroid, which is a synthetic. Y'all, we have put up so much good quality food off of this garden, and it's a big garden. I'm going to say it's every bit of, well, close to 200 feet long and 75 feet wide. It's a big garden, y'all. So two main trunks of what come off of this maple, but it branched off into 4 really big tops. And so that's what made this tree so dangerous for taking down or even cleaning up. But it's just a huge debris load, but we're getting it out. I'll bring the excavator down, get everything cleaned up. But y'all, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but half of the row of Blue Lake green beans, double road, are coming up there. I think that down here, there's a few popping up, but I believe the tree coming down, putting all that shade on them, kind of preventing them from popping, but they'll pop on up here in a day or two. Got corn up everywhere, about 2 inches. So the Lord is still good. He's always good. And he will make this garden produce exactly what we need it to this year. Guys, I'm gonna wrap that video up right now. Sun's poking out. Storm clouds are growing. I can see them from the direction they normally come. Severe weather's coming this evening. Be prepared for that wherever you live. Have water put up, have gas for your generator, have chainsaws ready to go. You just don't ever know when you're going to need those things. But guys, I'd also ask that you pray for us, because I know that a lot of you guys that watch us are prayer warriors. Lisa and I have need for prayer, and as time goes on, we will let you in on more of that need, but we just ask that you pray for us. Hope y'all have a good day, a great week, and Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high, we will see you on the next one.